Hey everybody, this is Atticus the Death Mailer. Now this was a video that I was not really planning to make, but it had to be done. I am going to be working on a Death Metal Historian episode very soon before Christmas vacation, which is up on December 21st through the 30th when I'm up in Chicago. And this had to be done. It's just a little bit of a rant video that I'm doing just before I make the Death Metal Historian episode, along with a end of the year video that will be part of that episode. So it's going to be a little bit rambly, a little bit messy, but I'm going to get this out of the way real quick just because it just needs to be said. So this video pertains to the recent news involving a YouTuber that I have followed for many, many years, and I became a fan, and then I stopped being a fan of him on the very early years of the 2010s, and then came back being a fan of him around in the late 2010s on to the early 2020s. Now, all of you guys know this individual goes by the name of Mrrepzion. You know, I'm one of the old school guys that watched him, but he's known right now as Mrrepzion, or his real name, Daniel. Though I know a lot of you people know of his last name, but I'm not going to say it just because, you know, I'm not going to say it right there. But yeah, Mrrepzion has been a big part in my YouTube career. He was one of many people like that of Filthy Frank, Make Me Bad 35, The Amazing Atheist, that molded me, and also Infidel Amsterdam, that molded me into who I am today as a content creator. Yes, I did unsubscribe to him due to the infamous Repgate drama that most people of the old ranting community know of, but we will talk about that later. But why I'm talking about this is that when I was up in Columbus last weekend, my friend Rancher in Shades DM'd me saying like, "Oh, have you seen the latest Mrrepzion video?" And I thought he was talking about the latest one over this one TikToker. But then I just was a little bit curious on what Shades was talking about. So I searched his profile, his YouTube channel, and I saw that it has been made official that he was basically retiring from YouTube. Now, I didn't watch the video at that time because my cousin was getting married. It was the day of his wedding. So I did what I did, was at his wedding ceremony, party like an absolute madman. But that's not the point that I'm trying to make here. What I'm trying to talk about is, you know, Mrrepzion. So I woke up, finally watched the video, and man, it really hit home for me. And so that's pretty much what I'm going to be talking about here. Before I delve further on this video, if you want to watch his video, it is down in the description below. I recommend you watch that first before you watch my video. So guys, it is right here. So pause it, watch it, and then once you're done, come back to my video. Are you guys done? Let's begin. So Mrrepzion gave out very valid reasons why that he was gonna drop the towel, like lay down the towel on YouTube, giving out very valid reasons pertaining to the privacy of his personal life as well as his loved ones, as in his immediate family, his girlfriend that he's dating, as well as his girlfriend's two daughters. I believe he has like two fucking daughters and stuff. But he really talks about how he when he was starting his YouTube career very young in 2008, he had to develop a very thick layer of armor against criticism, which I have always admired Daniel for. I really have. But some of that shit like really hit home to me in many aspects. And it pertained to when he had his mother on one of his videos, where a lot of people were making very mean comments on his mother. And, she was all like, Daniel, why are these people saying mean shit about me? And Daniel responded by saying, like, you're just going to have to learn to deal with it. As well as the fact that he was being, like, doxxed and swatted all the time. I don't know how many times he mentioned. I do know that he mentioned that he was being swatted. And it's a very scary thing, like you being swatted, doxxed. You all know that I am very against dox dropping, doxing, swatting, all that shit. You all know me. And in a way, I'm like, I can understand. You can't just like keep doing this where, you have like a burnout and you're going to take a few weeks or months off before you get back. It's like you see the writings on the wall and you're like, yeah, I don't think this is good for me to keep going on this YouTube career. And it is really defeating in a way. And it's just so upsetting. But I can understand where he is coming from. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be saying, well, Atticus the Death Metaler, Mrrepzion has a lot more subscribers than you do with your pesky merely 3K subs. Look, I understand. I am not a very huge content creator, but I mean, if you have a lot of subscribers, or if you have the numbers of subscribers like myself, you're still a walking target. You still have red dots on your head because there are people, whether you have a big following or a small following, there's going to be some people that they just hate you for what you are. Whether it be like Onision or Mrrepzion's crazy ex that I remember watching some videos on, or whether it be MDA with the whole Repgate situation back in 2013, 2014, where I unsubscribed and I lost all respect over him, but then 2017 I gained respect back to Mrrepzion and stuff. So, like, it happens. It fucking happens. Now, it's two factors on why I do relate with Daniel. And it pertains to just running out of energy, as well as like your privacy being violated when it involves your loved ones, whether it be your immediate or extended or like the, boyfriend, girlfriends that you are dating, husband, wife, etc. I think you know the gist of things. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is just YouTube in itself. I remember when I started Atticus the Death Metaler, you all know I had a very, very humble beginnings, did not know what the fuck I was talking about. Elliot Roger being part of the ranting community, and you're just going through this huge, gradual, just crazy development throughout the years from 2013 onwards to right now, 2023. And, I remember that I was very busy when I was in college making videos, but I still had enough time, energy, and passion to make all those videos. And now that I'm 32 years old, like in my early 30s, living on my own, it becomes so just difficult, and just I don't have all the motivation just to make videos, because you all do know I get up early in the morning at the crack of dawn just to, like, it is a task in of itself to just get out of bed, taking a shower, getting dressed, driving 18 minutes to my job, and then have to go through the influx of just people ordering omelets and dealing with, like, the fucking triggers of people saying if I do pancakes or not. Getting a little carried away over here. And then after I do work, I do my side hustle of dog walking or drop-ins or pet sitting, trying to keep myself healthy at the gym. And that's another week of itself, because, it's that, and there's just times where I'm just so fucking exhausted and I just don't have the time to just work out or fucking make these videos. I stay in bed. And then there's the mental aspect where it's just so disheartening. And I may talk about this in a future video. You all know that I've had my mental anguishes of losing family members, which has affected my mental health. And it's, all that stuff, along with just, being hard on myself. It really, 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 like, disheartens me on trying to make these videos for you guys. It's a chore, and I lose so much goddamn fucking motivation. That's a big major factor on that. Another thing I really want to talk about, now just a huge big bold disclaimer, I am not going to name this person. I am not going to say their fucking pronouns. But it needs to be said, and I'm doing this just in an example. So, 2 years ago, I had a bit of a scruffle with an individual and their partner, especially their partner. It was mostly focused on that partner of theirs. And the TLDR version, we had a very, very, very disheartening breaking up. Not like, we were dating here and there, but like we just had a very, very, very messy falling out, and it was just so messy, very disheartening. In a way, it was my doing, I will admit that, but it was a very, very, very fuster-clucky situation that I do not look fondly over. But the day after that, I woke up seeing texts of my mother saying, "Who is this person and what are they saying about you doing this online?" And so when she finally got home, I had to explain everything to her. She was extremely upset. I too was very upset. I felt like that my family members, who had no involvement into it whatsoever, were being drawn in on it. I will admit, I did some stupid stuff throughout my time on YouTube, outside of YouTube. The behind the scenes and a lot of stuff is very, very, very messy. I do not like talking about this even right now, but it needs to be said just because that content creators online, it is fucked, man. It is seriously fucked. Because it isn't just, Mrrepzion or myself. Other people that I associate with, big content creators and small content creators, or fans of content creators that are sucked into stupid drama bullshit, they have these people, they do not care. They will go out of the way into contacting family members and telling them, like, oh, what their loved one does this or that. It is so petty. It is like childish middle school bullshit. And it is the one thing that a lot of content creators have to deal with on a daily basis. I mean, like fucking, Jack Films with the whole Sniper Wolf situation. I was going to make a video on that, but I just never, again, I never had the motivation to actually make a fucking video on that. And, the opportunity has been gone. But, I mean, people like Mrrepzion himself and Abba Breach made videos on the whole situation with Sniper Wolf. I could understand where Daniel is coming from. Nobody, and I mean nobody, and I don't care whether it's people that you agree or disagree politically, or you just don't like the people that they are. It is such a scummy thing to bring people that are not even involved into this bullshit. It is so scummy. Again, I did not handle it very well in this huge predicament. It is something that I am, a little bit embarrassed talking about, But I have to bring it up. I had to bring it up. Because as what this person once told me, and this I've said this many a times, but I'm not doing it to, please this person. But if you grow up, gain heaps of maturity, you tend to find the errors of your own ways. In a way, it's come full circle. But I'm not doing it to satisfy this person anyway. I'm doing it to satisfy myself and my own being and all that. I really did not like talking about this portion. I really did not. And this also can relate to my video that I made back in early 2018, end of an era, Filthy Frank. And it was a video that was very, very somber of me making because, again, you all know that Filthy Frank was one of my favorite YouTubers back through 2012 all the way through 2018. And I'll play this clip right here. And while I was in that process, this question came up in my head a lot. And I've talked with, my family about this. And it was this question. When will it be the day where I finally, throw down the towel on Atticus the Death Miller? When will it be that day in where I finally call it quits onto Atticus the Death Miller and move on with other stuff? And upon seeing Filthy Frank quitting YouTube comedy is a reality. And it's crazy. But rest assured, everybody, I'm not going to go anywhere. I've been doing this channel since 2013, and I've grown so much through this channel. And just seeing me go through this evolution throughout this channel, it's crazy. It is really crazy. But I don't see myself quitting. I see this as just the beginning of my channel. And there were many days, like as of late this year, that thought has been frequent for a good chunk of this year. And it is such a defeating feel because I'm not, my content, it's not that great. I'm well aware. And I know a lot of people criticize me for my content. And it's just the whole combination of, doing my best to create content with certain deadlines or somewhat deadlines. I don't want to just miss a golden opportunity while the topic is still fresh. And then, I have to deal with stuff that is going on outside of YouTube when it comes to working, keeping this roof over my head, trying to make sure that I'm financially stable enough, trying to love myself instead of just always being so hard on myself and beating myself up for no apparent reason, which I do that a fucking lot. Trust me, I do that a lot. And in a way, all that is true in a sense. And I just feel like throwing down the fucking towel and just retiring myself and just trying to better myself in a lot of ways. But I know deep down that's not what I do not want. I do not want that at all. I still have a lot of content to make. And there's a lot of things that I should be very proud of myself for. I mean, hell, I made over 3K subs this year. That is a milestone. An absolute fucking milestone. I remembered after I premiered the Elliot Rodger episode of the Death Metal Historian, I was so ecstatic. So ecstatic. I just felt so proud of myself for that milestone. And I know that a lot of people do love my death metal historian series. I know I've been very, very, very horribly, just so horrible neglecting the death metal reviews. And I did make a episode on the death metalers cinemas. It wasn't that good. I will admit that. But I'm just hoping that I can focus. I can hopefully have the time to make those episodes of those series, as well as continue on the Death Metal Historian, as well as make more rants that I'm just passionate on making. It's just so disheartening when life gets in the way, stress gets in the way, and it just affects your diet and then your physical and your mental health, where you wake up feeling like shit, where you're so weak, where you gotta keep going on, and it's like, god damn, I feel like death in the inside and shit. It's just so fucking disheartening, and that's what I really, really felt for Mrrepzion. Like he was just done. Just done. And, a person that you've watched for many years just throw down the towel for very obvious reasons. It makes my Filthy Frank video a lot more prophetic. Now, I know I am not a saint. I am not a perfect person myself. I think all of you know that. I have said and done things that I am not proud of over my time on the internet. But I can reflect on those, be a better person. Same could be said with Daniel. I lost a lot of respect for him in 2013, 2014 with the whole Repgate drama. But as I saw him with his first X-Files of the Joy Sparkle BS shit, my respect to Daniel grew back even when he made an X-Files episode on himself where he wanted to hold himself accountable for. Now, a lot of people do not, very few people can do that. They can own up to all of their mistakes. It's a very rare and noble thing for someone to do. And I really admire that on Daniel. Granted, I did not like some of his content, especially with his video on Casey Anthony. I know I jokingly made that comment, Daniel, and shit, but, I just did it just for the lulz. But, in a way, I can see why Daniel made that decision, and it's probably for the best. Now, Daniel, if you're probably watching this, I know you've seen me comment on some of your videos, and I know that here and there, but I will say, hey, it's been a long ride. I'm proud of you for opening up on what has been going on. I hope you do find peace within yourself. And dude, I wish you the best of your future endeavors. Again, as I said in my comment that I left over to you, don't be a stranger. Do not be a fucking stranger. And without a doubt that all of us here are always rooting for you. We hope the absolute best for you. I understand your decision, and it's for the best. So, with that, cheers to that, I guess. So, a toast to Mrrepzion, 2008 to 2024. So, yeah, that's really all I got to say. Death Metal Historian episode will be out very soon. I will hopefully have the determination and energy to actually crush through not just shit going on outside of YouTube, but also to get shit done before I leave Florida up to Illinois to celebrate Christmas with my family at my brother's place in Chicago. To be there with my niece and, uncles. Got an uncle. So, there's all that. I'm Atticus, the Death Metaler. Keep it metal. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Have an excellent and blessed day, y'all. And, we'll miss you, Daniel. We'll miss you.